it's Lisa. I have a basketball themed page for us today. Now I don't do a lot of sports themed pages, but I get to do one per year. And so this year I happened to see in the Cherry on Top store a couple months ago that they had this paper from Echo Park for basketball. It's the paper on the other side, and I think there was a paper that had little basketballs all over it. I just chose this one with the cord. I really liked this. And I've used this sort of theme of doing the hardwood flooring before because the team colors are dark green and yellow. And of course yellow's easy, but dark green is not. You know, everybody else would think, well, that's a very normal color, a hunter green. But we scrapbookers know that hunter green, true blues, purples are just colors that for some reason are not in the scrapbooking palette. So I can work with this quart, and I found a couple of sheets of dark green cardstock. Even in my tons of cardstock, I didn't have this color, so I picked up these at Hobby Lobby. So I'm going to use these probably for some matting and titles. I'm going to do an embellishment of just a die cut with old basketball, and other than that I'm going to leave a lot of space for journaling and let this quart kind of show through because I don't want to cover up tons of the background. For the arrangement of the page, I have a sketch from my 2015 sketchbook that's just perfect for the page. It has a couple of portrait photos and one landscape. This one is 4x6, and mine I'm going to crop it down. Of course, by the time I get the matting on there, it's going to be close to 4x6. And then I have these two smaller photos. I was going to arrange them just like the sketch, but I realized I had the boys facing off of the quart here, so I'm going to flip them over, or flip them around, so that I have one photo to the right and the other two this way. So I'm just going to flip the sketch this direction. This sketch would be easy to flip this way as well and just turn the title and the journaling around and use more landscape photos. You can find information about the sketchbook over on my blog, and there'll be a link in the description for this video. Now, as I say, I want to do some matting in the green paper. For my title, I'm thinking about doing something like basketball stats and then leaving my stepdaughter lots of room to write in the, and just write on the background to write in the key things that happened in this particular season. So these were only photos that I had, and I think they must have been taken by two different people because this one I could make a decent size, and this one was one of those where you blew it up, it got pixelated. So I had to keep these photos kind of small, but that's okay. That still, I think, tells the story here. Now on the sketch, it shows some misting and stuff in the background. I don't need that because I have all this great paper, and it also shows some designer paper. As I say, I think I'm just going to use some of the green for mats. I might see if I can find some a deep yellow color to do for some mats as well for these photos. So it's going to be a pretty straightforward page. I'm only going to have one embellishment, and I have to decide where that's going to go. So I'll probably lay the titling out and then just figure and cut out that basketball from my silhouette, and then kind of figure out whether it would look better up here or more down. I'm thinking probably more down here with these two photos, like where this embellishment is showing. So I have my letters laid out here, and I had checked the letters when I started, and I had A's and E's and everything, but the one thing I didn't have once I started laying all the letters out was the letter T. So that one's going to be pretty easy to construct. I'm using an I and a Z and just cutting them down, and then we'll glue those together when we put it on the page. And 2015-16 is going to go over top of that, not below it. And I went ahead and cut some green mats out of this hunter green cardstock and ran out of one kind of adhesive, but we'll use another one. I like the small adhesive things rather than, I've never tried one of the, oh, what are those called? The big adhesive things, tape runner adhesives, the large ones. I've never tried one of those. I just think that it would take up too much room on my work table, and I don't think I'd like it. So I just use the really small ones. But they do have to be refilled a lot more often. And this one was giving me a lot of trouble, but I finally got it fixed and ready to go. Now this paper, since it has all these lines on it, makes it very easy to line everything up. And then we're going to start gluing some letters on, and I'm just going to use the photo as a guideline to begin with, and then I'll get a ruler out here to keep my letters going nice and straight. I think, you know, everything about this should be nice and even. Kind of goes with the whole court lines on the court kind of theme. And then to put the T together, I'm going to put the top part of it on first, and then I can see how long the bottom of it needs to be. I got a little too much glue there I had to wipe off. I've learned to keep a paper towel handy when I'm using the Tombow glue. And then I'll just glue the rest of those on off camera. And this video should have probably been called The Search for the Letter T, because then I pulled out some letters I was going to use for stats, which has 2 T's in it, and I didn't have a single one in this pack. So I went to my stash and I found a pack of stickers that I've not used any of them. So I definitely had T's. So we could put in stats, and I end up using a couple of dots, like the dots of eyes, to put a colon in there. I tried the little asterisks, and those just didn't look good. And working with really small things like this, I tend to use the point of scissors. I do have this tool that I pull out here in a moment that I bought that's supposed to be for working with the little small things, and I just have never had a lot of luck with it. It's probably why I haven't used it very much, and I don't remember that I have it. I think it's a pickup tool. It's supposed to be able to pick up the little dots, and I just don't have a lot of luck with that thing. Now I have some orange cardstock. Tangerine Tango from Stampin' Up! Was a perfect match for my letters, and I'll cut the basketball out of that. And I also have this paper that was part of the branding strip at the bottom, and it has a little bit of that back with the basketball, and I thought I could use that just as a little accent of more orange color. Since I'm going to have the title and the basketball, I could have one more. And then it says basketball on this as the title, and I know I have that as part of the title of my page, but I thought this would make a cute little something that looks like a sticker on the page, so I just notched it like a banner. And this is why I love my silhouette. Look at how delicate that is and how perfectly it's cut. Now if I had a Big Shot and a embossing folder to do the little indentions, I'd do a little dot pattern on this. I don't have that, so I'm just going to use, you know, regular cardstock. I guess I could stamp it with a polka dot pattern. That would have been a possibility, but I've now got the glue on this, so we're going to go with it as it is. Okay, and we need to figure out where we want to put it. So I was thinking about there. I think I may just do it right over that. I don't need any more down there. Put it there. Now I think my original plan to put it here is the best. So let's go ahead and give that, and we'll just do it up and down. Yeah, this way. Okay. And then this, I'm still liking it better up there than anywhere, so let's just put that. And then there's a soft little touch there, like a little sticker. Okay. Crooked. Okay, so here's our page, and we took our sketch and we flipped it and just put these elements over here. Title still goes in the middle, journaling is going to go on the lower right hand corner, and this photo up here. And I didn't end up doing the framing, but I did, you know, get a sticker up there, or what we're making into a sticker. So we'll look at some close-ups of the page. And I'm really pleased with how the sketch helped me use this paper. When I got this paper in, I thought, this is wonderful paper, but I need all the stuff in the middle. How am I going to put photos on there and still be able to see the design of the page and not lose that great overall design? And this one worked out perfectly for that. So thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in the 2015 or 14 or 13 sketchbooks, you can find those, a link to that in the description for this video. You get a sketch with sizes, swaps and suggestions, lots of indexes, and a link back to the process video that was used to create, the sketch was used with originally. So you get a lot of good information there. So thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, I would love to get a thumbs up. If for some reason you didn't like the video, I'd love to get some feedback on things that I can improve. Thanks again.